Melih Hans kaptırıyor topu. Ali Tanrıoğlu çok süratli. Ali orta yapacak. Sert orta. Sert orta.
Welcome back everyone to beautiful Bursa. Yes, we are here in the actual game. We're not even in Mr. Jason Dodd's land. We're in fact looking at the fixture list, and that is because we could potentially become the champions a little bit earlier than I expected. I didn't take into account the fact that if they lost, we won, we would actually be too far ahead for them to catch us in the next game. So we are currently a day before our match against Denizlispor. But before we take them on, we do have to look at Fenerbahce and I guess Besiktas. I'm not quite sure. 369, yeah. We have to keep an eye on Besiktas. And technically Galatasaray. So Fenerbahce, Besiktas and Galatasaray. Most likely Fenerbahce. But Fenerbahce, Besiktas and Galatasaray are the three fixtures we want to pay attention to here today before we get on with our game against Denizlispor. And as well as that game against Denizlispor, we are of course going to play the second game, which I did say I would play in this episode. So we're going to verse Erzurumspor, not even going to try the first bit, Erzurumspor in the second match, regardless of whether we actually win the title against Denizlispor or even perhaps them. Heck, we might not even win it against either. We might lose both and we might be going into the Fenerbahce game still trying to win the league. But before we crack on with that, we do have to pay attention to Başakşehir versus Besiktas. So that's a 15th versus 3rd in the league. Fenerbahce is away to Gaziantep. They are 12th in the league. Both reasonably difficult away fixtures. I would expect them to win both of those. And Galatasaray is at home against Gençler Birliği. They should definitely win that. If they don't win that one about 5-0, I'm going to be rather disappointed in Galatasaray. So, without further ado, let's progress forward and see how they get on. Okay, so those fixtures have been played and the table has managed to update itself. I had to move it forward yet another page. But as you can see, all three of those teams won, some by a little bit more than others. Galatasaray 3-0 victory at home, Besiktas with that 1-0 away win, down to a penalty mind you, so they was lucky to get that victory over at Başakşehir, and Fenerbahce got a 4-1 away to Gaziantep. That puts pressure on us because as you can see, they played 36. Yes, we've got 2 games in hand, but they are only 1 point behind us, yes. So we do need to try and pick up a victory here today against Denizlispor. But without further ado, let's hop into Jason Dodd's land and crack on with today's first game. Okay, so I know we've got Mr. Jason Dodd's land to get into, and I know we've got 2 games to crack on with, but Thiago got called up by the Brazilian under-20s, I believe this is. Yes, Brazilian under-20s call up. Now, this doesn't affect us because it's not until the 1st of June, so it's after our league season has ended. So I'm not too worried about sending him on this. I was a little distracted by some of the teams that come up against each other, though. So first of all, let's have a head to the group stage. And, well, these are the 3 groups. So, you've got Belgium, Brazil, Mexico, South Korea. Sounds like a reasonable combination of countries in the same group. Group B, though, Chad, Croatia, France, Saudi Arabia. Gets a little more questionable. Group C, Australia. Madagascar is in the same group as the Spanish under-20s and the American under-20s. Not sure about that one, Chief. Not sure about that one. Madagascar, I hope you've just suddenly developed some really good youngsters, because you might be in for a world of hurt. This guy, we can't find anything about him. That's great. He's got 2 caps for them. This guy, oh, I think that's the guy I clicked, isn't it? The guy with the obnoxiously long name. And then this guy. Again, we don't know anything about him. Do we have any statistics? He's played in the Madagascar League, scored 1 goal in 7 appearances and got 6.22. Yeah, he don't seem great. And this guy, 6.84, a little bit better, 1 assist. I think Madagascar might struggle a little bit, especially if we head on over and just have a little look at these other teams. So, first of all, Spain. In fact, Spain, we can just go Pedro, for instance. 17 years old, 2.3 million, Real Madrid. this is his stats. Yeah, America, even America, I'll just click a random one. You, valued at 400 grand, solid player. Like, Madagascar is in for a world of hurt. I'm sorry, Madagascar. Heck, Australia. Okay, this guy's worth 6.5 grand. I'd argue that the Australian League's probably more difficult than the Madagascar League, and that guy's performing better. Now, this guy, not so good. So maybe Madagascar can outperform Australia, but that just looks like a group of death for Madagascar, quite frankly. But enough getting distracted by that. Let's head on over to Mr. Jason Dodds' land for the first game of today's episode. Okay, enough rambling from me. We are finally in Jason Dodds' land for the first game of today's episode. Now, as you can see, the capacity is a little bit bigger than the tickets we managed to sell. It's going to be a rather empty stadium here today. Very good pitch condition, but only 25,406 tickets sold out of the 42,985 capacity. It is, of course, double gusty, yes, gusty 19 degrees Celsius. We've got some opposition instructions, we're going to do them. Not going to pay any attention to the others, and definitely not going to pay any attention to the expected tactic, because he always seems to think they're going to come up with a 4-4-2. I guess Mr. Jason Dodds is a very old school sort of guy and thinks every team is going to use a 4-4-2. But as you can see from our team, we do have a bit of a knock to Lassen, so you know what, I'm going to actually rest him up. Moosin, you can come in for Lassen. In terms of the substitutes bench, I have already taken off Sinan Kert. He has been replaced, of course, by Shrok, who returns onto the bench. And then we can have, nope, not Halit, we want Umit. Umit and Halit in my brain just seem to, because they're very similar in that sense, tend to confuse me a little bit, because my brain, it's like a pea. It's easily confused. But as you can see from the team, this is probably going to be our stronger of the two teams. The other game is a mid-week game, I believe. So we're not going to be able to use everyone in both games, I don't think. I'll try, but I don't think we're going to be able to. We're definitely going to have to rest some up for Fenerbahce just in case. But our team for this first game, of course, is Zubzuk in goal, a backline of Blackett, Kublai, Miranda and Musin. Central midfield will be controlled by Mehmet and Emrihan. In attacking mid, we have Eren, Tiago and Gerkan in with Carranza up front. I don't know why I nearly said in front of, but they're clearly not in front of Carranza, he's in front of them. In terms of the substitute bench, well, we have Atbek, Umit, Gordinho, Ahmet, Mailman, Volkan, Shurok, Anal, Youssef, and of course the madman himself. So let's head on over. Let's submit the team, see if anyone's got any complaints. No complaints. Okay. That is a miracle. Now, can we get a miracle in today's episode and get 2 victories from 2 games and guarantee that title? Let's first of all try and get a win here at home against Denizlispor, and then we have the second game that we'll crack on with. But they do not have anyone who really jumps out at me as a threat. I think that Varela guy is probably going to be one of their better players. Atalaya Yildirim. Why does he ring a bell? Anyways, a couple of players do ring bells, but not scary bells, you know. So, the media has given you a lot of praise recently. And yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm the media. Right, Engin Task Delen of the Turkish Football Review. You are unbeaten against Denizlispor in the last 6 outings. That means they're going to beat us like 4-0. What sort is that sort of run important? And can you keep it going on Monday? It gives us confidence to go out there and really take the game to them. They'll be aware of the record too, but they have the pressure to try and bring it to an end. Exactly. Preparation is everything in football these days, and you may feel you know what to expect from them. Can you see them employ? They're a team that always has the potential to mix it up. I'm going to give them a bit of credit, you know, just in case they do manage to pull off an upset. Our recent form, though, is a win, a loss, a win, and a draw. We then, of course, have Denizlispor, who have drawn quite a lot, and they're on a 4-4-1-1. San Marino-ing us by the looks of it. As you can see, the league is rather much in our grasp. We've got 2 games in hand. We've got that point. In today's episode, if we can win them both, we'll guarantee the title, because, of course, we have a 1-point gap already. We have 2 games in hand. 2 games remaining for the other teams. Simple mathematics. we shall win the league if we can simply win these 2 games. But first of all, we have to get over the first leg. And that is Denizlispor. And, well, we are 20 minutes in and yet see a highlight. This is a rather dull game. Blackett at least getting a yellow card to give us something to look at. And now we finally have a highlight. Thiago will play it back to Musin. Now with Miranda. Miranda tries the ball over the top. It's intercepted by Sadik. Sadik in the centre circle will just hold it up nicely. Play back to Ahmet. Ahmet tries one over to recap. It's nodded down by Miranda. It's now Gerkan on the counter-attack on this right-hand side. Gets past one. It's a lovely tackle though. And it's cleared up. Miranda, though, nodding it from the halfway line to Carranza. Down to Erin. There's an overlap here in Blackett. Is anyone going to find him? Erin's over here. He can pull it over to Blackett if he wishes. He does. Pull it back for Erin, perhaps. Or maybe all the way back for Ozcan. Ozcan? Yes, finally. Ozcan, edge of the area. Plays it through to Gerkan, back post. Lovely football. And Gerkan Demir getting his 19th goal of the season. It wasn't a smash shot. It was a semi-chipped shot, to be honest, but it was beautiful football. So, Blackett, short pass to Erin, back to Blackett once more. Pulls it back for Mehmet Ozcan, who makes a lovely delivery for Gerkan on the volley, tapping it across the face of goal and getting us a 1-0 lead. So, 28 minutes in, we're off to a nice start. Don't expect me to try and say their goalkeeper's entire name, because I'll be here all day. But Musin plays it over to Miranda. Miranda gets it up to Carranza. Carranza nods it on to nobody because he's the lone striker. So I'm not sure who you're trying to nod that on to, Carranza. But we've got the ball back. Thiago now plays it back to Mehmet Ozcan. Blackett to Erin. Back to Blackett. And tries ball over top to Erin. Erin's got past the defence and slots it past the goalkeeper for his 17th goal of the season. It's been a nice half an hour, hasn't it, ladies and gents? A little bit slow, but the past 5 to 10 minutes has been quite eventful. Blackett, ball over the top to Erin. It seems like that left-hand side is where all of our creativity is. Whether it's Blackett, whether it's Erin, whether it's Mehmet Ozcan sliding across and assisting the two, we always seem to get stuff developing over on that side. In fact, it wasn't 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it was a 2-minute gap. 28 and 29 minutes goals respectively. And Emrehan now with a free kick looking to find us a third before half time. Not with an effort like that. At least get it on target. At least on target, Emrehan, please. That's all I ask. I'm not asking for a goal, I'm just asking for you to challenge the goalkeeper and maybe he wobbles into his own net. But Blackett plays it short to Erin. Erin now cutting inside, plays it over to Ozcan. Ozcan, lovely ball over to this right-hand side. He's found Gerkan. He's got acres of space, but Musin has even more behind him if he wants to pull it back. Doesn't, gets greedy. Gets past the defence, but can't get past the goalkeeper on the tight angle. And, well, it's half-time, ladies and gents. So, we've had 9 shots. They've had 1 all half. 6 on target to their absolute 0, 1.5 xG to a 0.07, 2 corners to 0, 5 fouls to 9, 1 yellow card, 0 yellow cards, 89% passing to 74, 64% possession to 36. But we have another game to crack on with after this one, so let's get in there quickly. The media has given you a lot of credit lately. Wavy display, exactly, that's gone down well. Everyone's happy, and we are on track to get this victory. Now, since we're the only game, it would make way more sense to leave the league table up, so we can see the league table a little bit better. As you can see, this does put us at a 4-point advantage. We're going to rest up a few players now. That's going to be our priority, rest up players for the next game. Doesn't particularly matter how good or bad players are playing, we want to make sure they're conditioned well for the next match. Emrehan, so Emrehan can come off for the Volcan. I trust that we can hold on to a 2-0 lead with practically anyone we put out. So Blackett can go there. I'm not sure if Blackett's got a suspension due to that yellow card. It might have been a better idea to just keep him on, but we'll take him off just in case he gets a red. We then have some more substitutes. So Carranza, I guess, will rest up. We'll rest up Mehmet, because I would assume he's more tired. Yes, he's one of the more tired individuals. Thiago, Gerkan, and Erin can both stay on for now. I'll hold on to that 5th one until someone goes red, and then we'll risk the 5th. I'm probably going to regret that. We'll probably pick up an injury as soon as I use up that 5th one. Erin is the guy. Erin is going to go stick his feet up and enjoy this victory. Youssef can come on in his place, get a little bit of match time, and it's all looking good. So, Kublai plays it inside to Tiago, back to Shirok. Shirok now with Kublai near the halfway line, up to Shirok once more. Through ball to Mad. Mad with a lovely ball over to Youssef. He's got the mailman if he wants to use him. Oh, he's not going to use him. Fabiano's going to take him down, but it doesn't matter. The mailman delivers one to the near post, and a bullet header from the madman himself has gone and got us a third goal. Let's have another look at this one. Fabiano, dirty attempt on Youssef, somehow gets the ball. Luckily, though, Mad whips one in. Mad nods it past the goalkeeper. Don't know why he went and flapped at it like that, but we'll take it. It's a third goal, and the victory all but secured. Musin plays it short to Volkan. Musin once more. Is that a trip? No, that's actually a pretty good tackle. Recap on the counter-attack, though, coming down this left-hand side for them. Can Miranda get over, perhaps? Miranda, don't do anything stupid. We've got 9 minutes. We don't need to do any... We can let them score. Like, Miranda, don't worry about snapping their legs or anything. Kublai, it's delivered across. It's blocked. It's blocked again. And they have a corner. I don't know if I should call that good or bad defending. It worked. It was effective defending. I'd say it was bad, effective defending is the best way of describing that one. But it's being cleared away. Fede Varela will keep this one in. He's going to try and get something going. Tiago, my friend. Why? Why, Tiago? Just why? There's no need. You picked up a yellow card for no reason. And it's whipped in. Luckily, sails over the bar. So, 6 minutes remain plus any additional time, of course. I'm guessing in the range of... Oh, it was a free. That's weird. I was actually going to say 3 minutes. But it went and ruined it for me. Anyways, as you can see, solid performance all round. So, the match statistics were as follows. 13 shots to 5. 8 on target. They had 0. 1.68 XG to 1.04. 5 corners to 1. 11 fouls to 18, 2 yellow cards to 1 yellow card, 89% passing to 82, 60% possession to 40. In terms of the individual performances, well, Zubzuk got 7.4 in goal, the backline of Mailman, Kublai, Miranda and Musin getting a 7.3, 7.5, 7.4 and 7 respectively. Blackett, who was substituted, got a 7.6. In terms of midfield, well, Shirok got 7.1, Volkan with a 6.7 and, well, Mehmet got 7.4 who was substituted, Emrahan with 6.7 who was substituted. In terms of attacking mid, well, Youssef got 6.8, Tiago with a 6.7, Getkan with a 7.5 and a goal, Erin with a 7.6 and a goal, Carranza up front with a 7.1 and Mad with a 7.3 and a goal up front. So, I think that is all of those details. The best performer, of course, went to Tyler Blackett for his left-back performance. It was a good one indeed. I'm very happy with your result and the way you played. And of course, G. Gonzalez Guillermo. I'm pretty sure it's Guillermo. Am I right? Yes. Guillermo Gonzalez of Goal Publication. You have once again come up to... Yes, I know. What's your reaction? It was expected. I thought we were great. So yeah, I'm very happy. Quite simple. We played great. We got the result. So that is the first game done and out the way. I do, of course, have the media to deal with, but I don't want this to be too lengthy. So I'll see you fine folks over in Mr. Jason Dodsland as we prepare for our second game of today's episode. Okay, everyone, welcome back to Jason Dodsland for what is a rather special occasion, or could be a rather special occasion. As you can see, it says we are 1 win away from the title. Our task remains simple. If we win our match against BLD. Erzurumspor, we will be crowned champions. So, says it right there. You don't need me to go over it. Now, we're going to click on the opposition instructions. We're going to do those. We don't particularly care what they ask. We'll just blame Mr. Jason Dodds if they don't go well. As you can see on the left-hand side, he's expecting a 4-4-2 as per usual. And rather disappointingly, on this game where we could clinch the title at home, and not enough fans have turned out. Where are you at, fans? Like, come on, 24,830 people in a capacity of 42,985. Like, come on. Like, I guess it's a Thursday game, but I don't know. Skip off work. Come watch the game, you know? Enjoy the match. But it's a gusty 14 degrees Celsius. A gusty 14 degrees Celsius, in fact, as you can see on the left-hand side. But let's head on over to the team selection. We do have a couple of tweaks that we do need to make from the prior game. As you can see, I've still left Musin in there. Well, we don't want Musin, we want Lassen. As much as I appreciate you, Musin, Lassen is a better player. Musin will come on the bench for Umit, though, so that change will be made. So we've got our normal back line. None of these need substituting out, I don't think. We'll check conditions just to be on the safe side. So, okay, Demir, you are going to need to come out. I'm sorry, Gerkan, but you are a little on the tired side. Everyone else has a full heart. Some of these might say that they're tired. Full fitness, match fitness, match fitness, match fitness, match fit, match fit, match fit. Oh, okay, he's tired. Match fit. So Tiago, we do need to keep an eye on. And if it could stop doing that for a second. Match fit. Okay, so Tiago, maybe we swap Tiago out. Unfortunately, we don't have Sin and Kert available. So Tiago, I think you might just have to suck it up. So Tiago is going to play there. Now, Anal, I could bring onto there, but we do have Halit. He's a youngster, yes. He might have a bad performance, but we can bring on Anal for Halit if he is having a bad game. So we don't have to worry about that too much. Gerkan can just completely sit out, have a nice little rest, stick his feet up, and enjoy it from the stands, you know. Add to the capacity of the people watching, because we need some people watching. In fact, you are all invited. You, bring the youth team, bring everyone. We need to pack out this stadium as much as we can, and it's currently half full. In terms of the team for today's game, though, we have Zubzuk in goal, a backline of Blackett, Kublai, Miranda, and Lassen. In midfield, we have Emrihan. We do have Emrihan, but that wasn't the side I was going to start at. Emrihan and Mehmet. Then we have in attacking mid, just stick with the same theme, Halit, Tiago, and Erin, and Carranza up front. A bench consistent of Atbek, Musin, Godinho, Ahmet, Mailman, Volkan, Shirok, Anal, Youssef, and Mad. But let's see if we've got the same luck in terms of everyone being happy with what we are going for today. Well, Lassen, happy to be back in the team, and the tactics. Jesus. Guys, are you feeling okay? We might want to check our team's health, because nobody seems to be objecting to anything, which is remarkable. I don't know if they've got this sudden, like, fear of me. I don't know why, but they seem to just be scared to say no. We don't like that. But we shall take it, I guess. And, well, speaking of, they don't really have anyone to take down our defense, or at least no one I can see shouting out at me to take down our defense. So come on, lads, win this one for the fans and seal the title for us. That sounds perfect to me. Can we do it with our fists? Yes, we can pump our fists and tell them to do it for the fans. Come on, lads. Right, enthusiastically, we are going to head on out the tunnel and then bump into Mr. Edik Koskun of the Milliet. Well, Matthew, the day is finally upon us. Can you become Super League champions today? Well, yes, mathematically we can become Super League champions. Have you not been paying attention to the table? Like, this is pretty obvious. There's a 4-point gap. If we win today, we will extend that 4-point gap to a 7-point gap, and there'll be 2 games left. 2 games left, you can only get 6 points. Simple maths, my friend. Simple maths. But you've managed to get... we've managed, even, not you've, we've managed to give ourselves a great platform on which to perform today, and I hope the players do themselves justice. They have been magnificent all season. And now he wants me to read his essay. So, Uger Tuttenecker is winning a lot of plaudits for what many perceive to be an overachievement at, yeah, I'm going to say their full team name, you know their full team name, this season. Would you agree that he is performing at an unexpectedly high level at the moment? I don't think anyone thought they'd be doing this well. A lot of credit has to go to him for that. He's worked miracles with them, and we'll have to be at our best to get a good result on Thursday. Today. I don't know why I'm saying on Thursday. Today is Thursday. If you look on the right hand side of the screen, Thursday, 3 o'clock. We're in the tunnel, ready to go out. Don't know why we're referring to it as Thursday, but you're obviously very surprised by this current performance level. No, I'm not. Right. I certainly hope not. It's certainly not how it was intended. He's been earning respect for his performance, and we certainly won't be treating this match lightly. Exactly. I wasn't suggesting that he's overperforming. I'm just saying he's doing a good job. I respect the job he's doing with his lesser team. We was in that position at one point. They are going for a 4-2-3-1. Jesus. Teams are just sitting further and further back, trying to play for a draw, I guess. I guess everyone's conspiring against us to try and get Fenerbahce to catch up. I don't know, but we're heading out the tunnel. We're in our nice little huddles. And we have a corner. A minute in. Whipped in. Back post nodded over by Carranza. Unlucky, my friendo. But that was an early opportunity. If we'd scored a minute into this game, that would have been absolutely disgusting. But we didn't. And we are now almost 20 minutes into the game without another highlight. We've had 3 shots. Unfortunately, none of them have gone on target, which is a little bit of a worry. I'm going to demand a bit more because they are down in 13th place. So, lads, I want a little bit more. I appreciate that we're top of the league. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but you got to perform better. This isn't about the title. This is about your performance, and we need more. So, Lassen throws it into Halit. Can the youngster get anything going? Or perhaps pull it back for Lassen? He doesn't. He cuts inside himself, whips it in back post. Aaron, lovely header, tipped onto the bar, cleared away. And Kamara, I believe that is. We'll just click the ball. So, 43 minutes, 44, and it's half time. Disappointingly, 0-0. We've had 6 shots. They've had 0. 1 on target. They've had, you guessed it, absolute 0. 0.64 XG. We really need to work on that too. They don't have one. They haven't had a shot. 4 corners to 0. 3 fouls to 13. 1 yellow card to 0. 89% passing to 80. And 71% possession to 29. We just need to put the ball in the net, lads. Put the ball in the net and all will be well in the world. Come on, lads. Let's win the title. Punch fists again. Let's go. We're going to encourage, lads. You need to relax. Individuals, I want you to chill out. Right. I'm happy with your performance today. Stop worrying. You're doing okay, Emraham. Like, of all the people to be having a nervous breakdown, I wouldn't think Emraham be one of them. I would have expected it to be one of the youngsters, you know, your Mirandas or your Tiagos, your Helits. But, yeah, Emraham, like, come on, my friend. I expect a little more from you. Now, here's 1 yellow card away from a suspension. That's not our worry right now. Our worry is getting players playing well. Carranza is not having a good game. So, Anal or Mad? I guess we'll bring on Mad, because Mad did have a good performance in the previous game. Lassen's having a bad game, so Musin can come on for him. Godinho can come on for Miranda, so he doesn't get sent off. Tiago's having a bad game, I guess. You know what? You know what? Shirok, go there for now. We'll do this. Then we might take Mehmet off and bring on another striker in about 5 minutes' time if that's not panning out. So, 67. We'll give it till 67. That seems like a reasonable spot. Okay. That hasn't achieved anything, so we are going for an extra striker. We are pushing on for this victory. Anal will come on in support of the Madman. Anal will be an advanced forward. In fact, no, Anal be a pressing forward support. You can be a deep line forward. In fact, Mad, which would you prefer? Tag? Poacher. Okay, that works. Pressing forward, poacher. That is the double act we are going for up front. We're going to, in fact, we're not going to man more. We're going to encourage. We're going to push up to attacking. We're going to try and get a goal. Emrihan with the corner. Can we get something from this? Near post, nodded away. Emrihan will collect this one though. Whips one back in. Shirok back post. Oh, Shirok, just take your time. You've got so much space, Shirok. Just bring the ball down and put it on target. Blackett though. Throws it in for Aaron. Plays it short to Shirok. Shirok back to Blackett. Blackett, can he get anything go? Gets it to Aaron. Back to Blackett once more. Now back to Kublai. Kublai now with Emrahan on the halfway line. Back to Kublai. Back to Emrahan. Nice triangles here. Gets it up to Shirok. Shirok passes it over to Blackett. Blackett's found plenty of space on this left-hand side. He can pull it back for Shirok if he wishes. It's blocked, in fact, and Shirok will collect, playing it over to Kublai. Kublai play inside to Emrahan perhaps? No, over to Godinho who will play it to Emrahan. Musin has playing space on this right hand side if our players can find him. It's over with Kublai at the moment, though. He's going to play it over to Emrehan. Emrehan tries ball over to Blackett. We've got plenty of space on the wings. Emrehan with the shot. Beautiful save by Lopez, though. I do think we should have probably swapped it over to that right-hand side. Our encouragement has finally come in. Emrehan whips in the corner, though, and it's nodded away. Mad will collect this on this left-hand side. This has been a rather lengthy highlight, I will say. Shirok plays it to Blackett, and the highlight is finally over. So we have 8 minutes remaining. Can we get anything going? Come on. You know what? I'm going to demand more, lads. I'm sorry. We're going very attacking at this point. We're going to risk it for the biscuit. Just push on up, lads. Just push on up. Emrehan. Another corner. Whips it in. Back post. Can we get anything on it? No. Gordinho. Halit will collect it though. Moosen gets it to Shirok. Shirok holding up the ball nicely. Ball through to Aaron. Pulls it back for Shirok once more. Gets it back to Kublai. Kublai up to Shirok. Come on. Let's just get one goal. Blackett. Now Aaron. Aaron holding up the ball nicely. Gets it to Blackett. Plays it across to Shirok. Through to Aaron. Back to Emrehan. Emrehan from range hits the post. We couldn't get any nearer without scoring a goal. And this is not how we want it to drag on. But it is how it's going to drag on, as we manage to fail to score in a game where we had 11 shots to 1, 4 on target to absolute 0, 0.94 xg to a 0.01, 9 corners to 1, 10 fouls to 23, 1 yellow card to 0, 91% passing to 81, 71% possession to 29. As you can see, our strikers were the problem. Zubzuk solid in goal with 7.2, Blackett and Kublai with 7.2, 7.4, Gordinho with 6.9 and 6.84. Moosin were all good at the back. Lassen, yes, was disappointing on that 6.4, but Miranda also did well on a 7. In terms of midfield, well, Shirok and Emrehan on 7.1 and 7.3 respectively did good. Thiago with a 6.6 was disappointing. Orskan with a 7.2 was doing well. Our wingers, Aaron 6.9, Halit 6.9 was decent. Carranza, Mad and Anal, though, were the main problems. 6.5 for Carranza, 6.5 for Mad, and 6.6 for Anal. Just somebody put the ball in the net was basically my saying for this match. That was my complete and utter analysis of this match. Just somebody put the ball in the net. Yeah, it's unacceptable. You should have sealed the title today, lads. We was all over them, and they somehow managed to come away with a draw. So that does mean, of course, we are going to be versing Fenerbahce in the next episode. We was going to verse Fenerbahce regardless in the next episode, whether that was the league or the cup. It does mean, though, we're going to come back for the league game as we take on second place Fenerbahce. We have a 5-point gap, so if we can just avoid losing to Fenerbahce, we can do it the messy way. We can draw and just win the title with a draw, preventing them getting enough points. But best qualify for the Champions Cup. So, a little bit of bad news, but we at least managed to get into the Champions League on that. And the board have set a rather lovely budget going forward, 15 million. Although Champions League football, 15 million, it ain't going to go far. And a nice little bit of wage budget. In terms of the Super League, well, with that draw, they've managed to avoid relegation, so I guess it's good for both. We've managed to receive an extra bit of cash, and Zubzuk, I'm not amused by you telling the media that I told you should have won that game, because, quite frankly, you should have won that game. But we are, of course, going to come back for the away game against Fenerbahce in the next one. Next week's episodes are pretty easy to guess. So, Fenerbahce, and then Besiktas, where we will, of course, be rounding out the season. We'll do the end of season review in that Besiktas episode. And I thank you all for joining us. So, I hope you all have a good night. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. I hope you have a lovely remaining weekend. And goodbye.